Mele kia e oniapa.
So you've asked me a lot of great questions. In return, I have one for you. I was watching this video, and I'm not going to say what video it is just because, you know, it doesn't matter.
We'll probably he'll probably tell me later, and I'll put a link in the description.
It's a video. Well, actually, it's not a series, but a whole bunch of videos that I've been seeing online, and a lot of the comments really bug me. And me with the ʻike of Hawaiʻi, but you having a stronger bond. I wouldn't say bond, but you know what I'm saying, a clench togetherness. I don't know, guys, like I said, I'm slow. Anyway,
you should see him run.
Go on. You did your run in 20 minutes, okay?
I was walking.
Anyway, back to the subject. A lot of comments and a lot of videos I see on YouTube, Facebook, those short little vignettes on IG. I look up Hawaiʻi a lot, okay? For some reason, when I'm on my computer at home, I'll look up Hawaiʻi just because I want to see what you guys see, what you feel about us, who we are, where we are, you know, your manaʻo, other than what they show on the TV of, ooh, Waikiki, beautiful palm trees and elegant hotels. You know,
when in reality, oh, look, that uncle shows all the way down to his knee.
But you know, that's the funny side where you have this manaʻo and then you come down here and you see only Waikiki because that's what they want you to see. That's what advertisement wants you to see. They're not going to show you Wahiawa. They're not going to show you Makaha. They're not going to show you
the west side.
Yeah.
They're going to show you more Hawaii Kai, Waikiki, Honolulu. All of those
all the
big
fancy
business
places.
Yeah.
But I've been seeing a lot of things on there that says Hawaii is the most racist state. And I really, really want your manaʻo on that.
Okay. Eia kuʻu manaʻo. First and foremost, ʻaʻale o Hawaiʻi he mokuʻaina.
Okay.
Hawaii is not a state of the United States. I do not believe so. Even though I do recognize that the world, the rest of the world, the rest of the nations do. But due to obvious reasons and personal reasons, I cannot. I do not consider Hawaii a state. Now, saying that we're the most racist, I think there's ignorance on both sides. Both the side of Hawaii, or I won't say Hawaii, on the side of most local people, or not even most local people, a lot of local people, versus the whole haole thing.
Okay, so when you say local people, I'm
referring to people who are raised in Hawaii, who probably
so the actual pidgin. You know, like local mixed culture.
Yes.
Like Kanaka Kepani, Kanaka Ha'amoa, Kanaka Hawaiʻi.
Yes.
Kanaka Pākei.
Aye.
Okay.
Oh yeah. From my personal experience, a lot of people who come from foreign lands, like foreign countries like the United States, especially within the United States, they come to Hawaii with this dream, this sort of waiʻula, a mirage of, oh, Hawaii is a paradise. I'm gonna get respect. People are gonna treat me like a king, a queen, a prince, a princess, and do a lot to the way that we're shown out there because of the tourism industry. They come here with sort of
move up because I'm shorter than you. Actually, it's because you're closer to the camera. Down. Anyway, we'll edit that out.
They come here with this sort of ignorance towards Hawaiian culture. They think that it's just another state, and they can do whatever they want because they saw on TV that we're all nice people and they can go and suntan themselves on the beach and, you know, leave their trash on the beach and throw them inside the kaʻu. Some of them. But we're not just talking about ʻili. We're talking about
anybody in general.
We're talking about any haole, any non-Hawaiian.
And by the way, for you guys, another comment I see, not to throw you off a topic or anything, but just because you threw out the word out there, one of the comments said, I don't like to use the H word, referring to haole. Haole is not derogatory. It is our actual word for foreigner. I have to educate you guys on that because foreigner is far different from ʻili. Would you say ʻili would actually be light skin, right?
Yeah.
And haole is just our word
for anything, or foreigner. And another thing before I go back to my former point, haole does not come from ha'ole.
Right.
Any linguist or anybody who speaks Hawaiian or any other Polynesian language can tell you that in a language where a kākou and an okina is important, there's no way that ha'ole, the kākou and the okina would drop and become haole. And there's this also false thing that the word haole started after the arrival of Captain Cook. No, it didn't, because there's chants about Kamapua'a traveling to Kahiki and being called haole.
Yes.
And it's not because he was light skinned, etc., etc. It's because his features weren't like those who were from Kahiki. So that's a little bit of history about the word haole. It's not derogatory. The tone in which you use your voice and you say the word might make it seem like it's derogatory, but that can be for any word.
But then, see, I understand it where they would get it as a derogatory term because people use it a lot to refer mostly to light-skinned people, especially local people who do not speak Hawaiian. They'll use that because I guess they don't understand it as foreigner, or they were raised thinking that it means ʻili.
Alright.
So if you hear it, take it as foreigner, not light-skinned, because you know it's not. We were never referring it that way. Maybe local people who don't speak Hawaiian and have no ʻike of that might use it that way, but you know, it's not what it actually is.
And I was gonna say Japanese could be considered derogatory. Oh, look, those Japanese people.
Aye.
Chinese, those Chinese people. And of course, Americans kind of use those very derogatory. Well, back to the point that I was trying to make before I got into this haole thing, is that yeah, haoles, they come here with this sort of ignorance to the fact that we have a culture and we have a language.
Yes.
But that part isn't seen. And so I'm not to say that they're doing this on purpose, but the way they carry themselves, some of them, a lot of them, depends on who you ask.
Majority.
They will come here and demand respect because they're a malihini. They're a visitor. And
I think that's Western manaʻo, that if I'm a guest, you should treat me with respect.
There's also this Hawaiian manaʻo to it, but it carries on a different weight.
Yeah.
Because in Western mindset, they won't give you the shirts off their back. In Hawaiian culture, you know, there's stories of people who would give away stuff from inside their house. Yeah. So that takes on a different weight. But if we switch over to the local side, there's this sort of manaʻo that,
which would be the same, except it's not that I'm a tourist, it's that I'm from here. I should get the respect because I'm from here.
And there's a lot of logical sense, and I think that is very oiaʻiʻo. We should get respect for being nakiki o ka ʻaina. And even more so, us Hawaiians should get respect, since we are the ewehana o ka ʻaina. We are the roots of this place. It's our ancestors that get walked upon each day as we go outside and we walk around. That's our ancestors, because this is our ʻaina, our home kulaʻili. But anyways, there's this local mindset of, oh, if I see a white person, I should knock them out. And I think it's...
But it's not in every person. It's very few who want to be idiots, I guess you would say.
They want to take it to a higher level, but I want to get historical for a second because I think history
class, y'all.
History has a part in this, and I think it's because of what happened in 1893, the overthrow of the Hawaiian Kingdom, and how Hawaiians were treated from then until even today we still get treated like crap. But anyways, have you ever heard of the Massey case?
Yes, I have.
I think the Massey case also plays a role in this because, for those of you guys who don't know what the Massey case is, the last century, in early 1900s, 1920s, 30s, 40s, not too sure, sorry. But
if you do know, leave it in the comments.
Yes, please.
Just because we're educating you, now y'all educate us.
Yes. This military wife went out.
Yes.
And she came back to her house or something like that, and the husband caught her doing something. I think she had, bruises or something, and she said that these local people tried to rape her. And of course it was made of Hawaiians, Chinese, and Japanese. And they were put on trial. They were found not guilty.
Yes.
But one man, Hawaii, he was taken by Massey, drove in off, and Massey tried to tell him, you better say that you raped my wife. Hawaii said, no, I never do that. And so he got shot.
Yes.
And he was killed.
And didn't they try to flood a bugger over the...
They tried to, but the police stopped him. The police stopped him. So Massey was put on trial. He was found guilty.
And then they left 2 hours later.
But his sentence, according to lore and legend, is that he only had to serve 1 hour in the governor's office, drinking, sucking it up.
And then left.
And part of that is because he was military. And at the time, I believe there was a military law, martial law. Hawaii was under martial law during the time because I think it was during World War II. Hawaii was under martial law, and the general that was in charge didn't like local people. He didn't like Hawaiians. He didn't like dark people at all. So of course, a white man gets convicted. A racist man doesn't want him to get any time. So he goes over there, threatens military might, and Massey only gets about 1 hour. He was supposed... The original outcome was that he was supposed to get a certain number of months or years in prison.
I believe it was 2 months, but then he only spent 1 hour or 2 years.
Something like that.
Yeah.
He was supposed to get a longer sentence.
Again, if you guys know, you guys have a little more manaʻo than us, there are comments.
But anyways, you're probably asking, how does that connect? Well, there was already some tension, and there was already grief between Hawaiians and the U.S. military. And in that event, but you throw in other local people, and you have that kind of outcome. Of course, there's going to be a larger divide between not just the Hawaiians and Americans, but the locals and Americans, mainly military. So I think that might be a reason why there's this sort of distrust to this day between local people and Americans / military. It's because of those things that occurred in the past. This brings me to this. What is your manaʻo about the U.S. military's presence in Hawaii? Do you have any manaʻo? It doesn't have to incriminate you, but do you have any manaʻo about it?
None that are good right now. Your manaʻo.
Here's my manaʻo.
I can see the comments coming in already.
There's a lot of this talk going on, and I'm sure you've heard this. You know what, Hawaii, you should shut up. You're lucky that America came. Otherwise, Japan would have done this. China would have done this. Russia would have done this.
He was drunk as hell, and he just kept going off that we needed them and we need the U.S. Yeah, I saw that video.
Ignorance, stupidity. Ignorance, stupidity, racism. That's what that is. Look back in time. Japan would not have taken over Hawaii. We had very close ties. China would not have taken over Hawaii. We had very close ties. Russia wouldn't have taken over Hawaii. Russia had no eyes towards the Pacific at the time, towards Hawaii at the time. The only country that had eyes specifically for Pearl Harbor was the United States. So don't bring in, oh, you're lucky because it is, otherwise Japan and China. And another thing, the first...
That's my manaʻo.
That's another manaʻo that's very important to bring up. Was it that Hawaii was bombed, or was it that an American military base was bombed? It was a military base that's bombed.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't Hawaii. Japan wasn't coming over here, boom, boom, this is Hawaii, blow it up. From a military standpoint, from war standpoint, you want to take out the military of your enemy, right?
Especially if you're on your way there and you know that that country has a little spot, aka would be Pearl Harbor.
Mm-hmm.
They knew that the U.S. had Pearl Harbor. So obviously, to get to C, I gotta take out B.
Mm-hmm.
That's...
But because of that, I still think that whether or not Americans wanna admit it, there is still racism within them for Japanese. Every time you throw in Japanese, unless it's this whole kawaii and anime, they don't want to hear it. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't. Just like with Hawaii. Unless it's about the hula hula and surfing, bro, they don't want to hear it.
Oh, actually, after we get off of this topic, I have one for you. Taking a little step back towards language. But let's finish off your manaʻo with the whole racism and military living here. And with that, I actually have another question. As we were talking earlier, before we did this, we were talking about homelessness and high prices.
And how does the military fit in?
Yeah.
Check this out, gang. Military people come and they get a certain amount of money to go out and live off the base if they choose. So what do people who own condominiums and buildings do? Hike up the prices because they know that the military wants to live in this certain area and you know this might be a good place for them. But so what happens to the people who are already living there, working 2 to 3 jobs and barely pay the rent? They're kicked out. They cannot afford it and they become houseless. I won't say homeless because for a lot of them, which are Hawaiians, Hawaii is their home.
Yes.
They just don't have a hale.
Yes.
They don't have a hale kaupoku, one with a stand.
And I like that manaʻo because this is Hawaii. So it's not that you don't have a place to be, it's you don't have the luxury of having a roof over your head, unfortunately. And I used to work in kākou. You know that for a fact. And sometimes I'd see them walking by, or as we're driving by, we'd see the tents and all the carts and stuff. And, you know, from one standpoint, it's like they're making use of what they have. They're able to provide a roof over their head, not made out of wood, not made out of all those protective craps. But, you know, they still have Hawaii. They still have here. This is the land that they are from. So, you know, that's why we like to say houseless, not homeless. Hawaii is your home.
But anyways, we're displaced.
Yeah.
Not all of us get the luxury of doing that. And, you know, it's sad, especially for the little kids, because they got to grow up in that kind of environment. And then you have ignorant people talking about, oh, they're on drugs, they're lazy. It's not that they're lazy, it's that the price of living in Hawaii is high. Truly is. It's ridiculous. Carton of milk, almost $10.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, you know what I could do with $10?
Go around and buy 10 McDonald's burgers.
Off the dollar menu, sure. But you know, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And part of it is because of what's called the Jones Act, and maybe we can get into that on another episode so that you can learn about what the Jones Act is and why it's completely ridiculous, completely stupid, which is one of the reasons why we're so dependent upon imports. But anyways, back to the issue at hand about military being here and my manaʻo about them. They have no real significance in Hawaiʻi, in my opinion. They don't. They don't pay state taxes. A lot of them spend their money in the commissaries that don't go to Hawaiʻi funding. That doesn't come to us. And those who do go outside and they buy stuff at Walmart, that's fine.
But even that, even when money comes into local things, it's not enough to benefit. It's not enough to, you know, get that local store further. Like Times, you're only gonna see it here. I don't know if there's Times out in the mainland. Do you know?
I don't know.
Let us know if y'all have Times, because to me I think it's only a local thing.
Yeah, do you have Times to watch this video?
No, we're talking about Times Supermarket, y'all.
Times Supermarket pa kākou ko na ay na like ole na ay na, you know, na ay na eh. But as I was saying, yeah, keep this. The American military took Makua Valley, and the lease was maybe what, 99 years, $1, not per year, $1 for all 99 years that they're supposed to have the lease from Makua. They destroy our lands. They turned a beautiful place like Pohakuloa. They turn a beautiful place like Pohakuloa into Kamukokea. You know the song Pohakuloa? Yeah, they turned it into this huge bombing thing, and now it just looks ugly. They have no real business being in here. Of course, they're gonna say, "Oh, well, we're protecting you guys from Japan and China." Japan and China aren't looking here. They're not. Japan is friendly with Hawaiʻi. China has their own things going on, but then they're gonna say stuff like North Korea. Well, North Korea is only looking at Hawaiʻi because they have an American base. We all know that America pisses off North Korea. Whether it's a good thing or bad thing on either side, I'm not gonna talk about because that's not my thing. I don't care about American.
It's your manaʻo to think what you want.
I don't care about America with their foreign politics. I care about Hawaiʻi. But anyways, my manaʻo is that if there's a chance for military downsize, we need to do that. I don't know if you heard about it, but I think about last year they was talking about military downsizing. Okay. I was 100% for that.
So you're talking about downsizing.
Of course, people would lose jobs.
But talk about downsizing.
Gotta do.
Here's one. They say if we downsize on support of the U.S., a lot of Hawaiʻi will crumble. And that there's only 50% chance of sustainability. So
my manaʻo.
Yes.
My manaʻo on this. Right now, we're very dependent upon the U.S.
But do you think we can survive without?
I think we need to take steps first in order to. So, which is why I like this whole idea of agrarianism. Growing your own crops.
Oh, okay.
So local, buy local. That's basically what this is. And kākou pihawa wi kēlā. I fully support that. I think we should buy local. That's one way to become less dependent and more independent, and take more steps. Grow our own crops, local crops. Our own businesses need to be well taken care of, and we need to lessen our dependence upon imports. Then I firmly believe that we would be able to survive without the US. So we've done it for all of those years that no Western people were in Hawaiʻi. We've done it all those years that Hawaiʻi was an independent country.
You talk about cropping, making crops, farming, agricultural kind of things.
Yeah, not crop tops, people. Actual
That might be for a stupid story time, but
Meakan, na meakan.
anyway, you talk about agriculture and those kind of things. And as soon as you said building, not building, but farming and stuff, building came to my manaʻo. Building,
Bob
building.
Bob the Builder.
No, I'm talking about people who play Bob the Builder, the construction workers. Obviously, yes, you need the job. You need the job to support your family. You need the job to live in such a high-priced place like Hawaii. But you know, you talk about agricultural and building and making our own crops. How do you feel about a lot of the new construction?
You're talking about rail.
Not necessarily. I'm just talking about construction in its own happening in Hawaii. Like,
Business is a business. You gotta do what you gotta do to feed your family. And I don't see construction as doing harm. But there's certain projects like rail, certain construction projects like rail that I completely do not support.
see, the rail makes me laugh. It makes me laugh and it makes me cry. Honestly, it does. It makes me laugh because they always said Hawaii was too small to have billboards. We're not like Vegas, where they have a whole lot of land to go and put billboards and signs, you know? But yet, they're going to build the rail. Something that's way bigger than a billboard. Something that takes way more time than a billboard. Something that's not even useful.
They wanna.
I think
they
do
wanna
it
lessen
for looks.
traffic, but
It's actually causing more traffic. It's not lessening traffic. It's causing more of it. I'm stuck in Pearl City for about a good half an hour, and I don't like it.
see, my thing is that you're gonna find burials there. And knowing a big construction project like the rail, which has been prolonged for so long,
Yep.
and which the budget has been increasing for so long,
Yep.
you know,
Taking out more taxes from the people who are working their rear ends off.
you know, they're not gonna treat the bones like they should be, because I'm pretty sure there's a long and lengthy process. Of course, they're gonna try to shorten it.
We're gonna have to cut this into parts because it's like about an hour.
That's fine with me.
But we'll actually cut that part.
But you know, another reason why I don't like it is because, from what I know, it's only going to be servicing one area of the island. It's not going all around the island. It's going from one town to another. I'm not sure what the two endpoints
I believe it was
are.
Kapolei to Manoa. But now they want to expand it from Kapolei to Ala Moana.
Of course, big business. Right. They say it's gonna bring in a lot of money, but where's that money gonna go?
Not to us.
Not to us at all. But yeah, that's my manaʻo on construction. You know, construction, you gotta do what you gotta do to survive.
Let me rephrase that, because I'm not talking about like small construction, like, you know, built a little house or something like that. I'm talking about big, like, new hotels,
Oh God.
new shopping malls. You know, those kind of big things. Things we don't need. We did fine without all that, what do you call it?
Opala.
That's one word to put it, but I'm talking about like certain stores. You are not gonna see a local girl, unless she's really materialistic, walking down the street. Michael Kors is the brand?
You know, I'm the worst person to ask about brand names, bro.
I think it's Michael Kors. Another one is Pink. You know,
I don't
Puma.
go around with Air Jordans. I go around with Air Kamehameha 11s, bro.
What is that? Scott.
The kind pili.
You know, we don't need a giant store. We don't need big things. It just adds more to the touristy effect of paradise. But then it just destroys what could have been agriculture, what could have been a taro patch, what could have been on coconut tree. I don't know. Whatever you could have put on the aina to help us and the future, as well as the kupuna that are still living. You know, I'm not going to see my grandma walking around with a Gucci bag or whatever that brand is. You know, do you see your mom walking around with that? If you say yes, I'm leaving.
Do I see my mom with that kind of stuff? Let's just say,
not at the moment.
let's just say, aale oya i'o.
Right?
That kind, $25 off the side of the
street. We're not. I'm telling you.
Unless you have a really good job like law or medical field.
But even that, it's not
the regular working person isn't going to be able to afford that kind of stuff. Hundreds of dollars on something when you could... Hundreds of dollars or something, bro. You can get yourself so many more important things. You know, you
education.
You can put food in your you can put food in your fridge. You know, you could get toys for your kids. Paying bills. You could pay a lot more bills. Save up a lot more money.
Again, education. Send your kids to college. Unfortunately, this guy couldn't go.
There are problems.
He has a lot of piliki at the moment.
Yeah.
None that are going to be mentioned. Just know he has piliki.
As long as aalihele mai kamakai koʻu hale. Anyways, so you know, my manaʻo for the hotels and stuff kind of echoes yours. We don't need more hotels. You know, Aulani itself is good enough for tourism. And
it had to be one of the newer hotels, didn't it?
Well, you know, it's good enough. We don't need so many.
I'm talking about like Waikiki area. You got the Moana, you got Pacific Beach, you got... I don't know, that's the only two I know because those are the ones I go to. I was going to say Duke's, but Duke's is the restaurant.
Because wai loa kēia kanaka nei. He ʻili hune no haʻi wau.
You get what I'm saying, damn it. We don't need more of it.
Yeah.
Elekia e oniapa, e nakini e oniapa, e navahi e oniapa.